Good morning, students. Hope you all fine and safe. I am Mrs. Rani, your science teacher. Is every one of you following hand washing techniques? Yes? Very good. I am so proud of you, children. Please insist your parents and as well as all your family members to follow hand washing techniques to fight against COVID-19. Before getting to today's topic, I would like to just recall our first session of this lesson, Mind Body. In our first session, we saw the cleanliness, its importance, hand wash techniques, using toilets and avoiding open defecations, effects of open defecations, and how to protect our sense organs. What are our sense organs? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. Yes, and I have given the points of how to take care of those sense organs, isn't it? Okay, today we are going to see a new topic. This is very important topic. What we are going to learn today is good touch, bad touch and don't touch. I'm really feeling so happy to take this session in the online so that I can reach or I can share the awareness and few informations or my personal opinion into the parents also. Okay, what is good touch? Good touch. Feel safe, comfortable and you'll be feeling happy for it. If someone shaking your hands or your mother is combing your hair or your father is patting in your shoulders, these are very good touches. You feel so appreciated or you feel comfortable. Bad touch. What is bad touch? When you feel unsafe, sad, angry, scared or confused because of a touch or an unknown person or the person who is very close in a relative or whomever it may be, causing you harm or you're feeling very unsecure. The bad touch is this makes you feel insecure or confused. There are body parts that you and others can see and touch like our arms and hands. But there are also some parts of body that no one should see or touch like our chest, between our legs and our bottom. These parts are called private parts. Lips, chest, between our legs. Lips, chest, between our legs. These are called private parts. If someone touches you or see your private parts, that is especially your chest, between your legs or your bottom, what you have to do? You will get confused and you will feel very stressful, isn't it? There are 3 rules to keep yourself safe and you can escape from the situations. Now we are going to learn that 3 rules that makes or keep ourselves safe. Rule 1. It is never right for anyone to look at, touch or talk about your private parts. See children, if someone, any stranger or your relative, whomever it is, they are talking very bad or you feel something shame or whatever it is, it's not your mistake. You should know this. Or if you are thinking that that person is threatening you, that if they will say anything about you to others, they will feel bad about you, whatever it is, stories, you should not believe those things. Because everyone knows children's attitude or children knowledge what you are and your family members, especially your parents, can understand what you are. So it's never right for anyone to look at, touch or talk about your private parts. Never allow anyone. If anyone is doing that, please mention it to your parents, right? Next, rule number 2. scream. If it is happens, if anyone is doing this, what you have to do? The rule number 2 is scream. Say stop and run away. What is screaming, children? Yes, shouting in a louder sound, loudly, very loudly you should say stop, so that definitely the person who will doing the harmness to you, definitely they will feel fear and they will be definitely check whether it's audible or any others coming for rescuing you or helping or whatever it is, they will be getting afraid. So second rule is scream, stop and run away. You should come out of that place. We should not think we are not a superheroes. Okay, we cannot fight, we cannot fly, we cannot do any stunts in the looking like in the films, isn't it? So we have to check the place and you should try to run away, escape from that place and come out of that place. This is very, very important. We should not just act to defend the opponent or the fighting against the person, whatever it is. Please run away with that place to get a help, isn't it? And what is rule number 3? Finally, keep telling until you get the help you need. See, you can tell your problems faced by anybody to the person who will help you. It doesn't mean you can. Many of the children doing that, they are sharing the problem with their friends or their siblings. Siblings means brother, sister, whomever it is. See children, when you are sharing the person who's same age like you or they are very little elder than you, they cannot help you in a correct way, isn't it? You can share your problems, your fear, but the actual problem, actual help, what you need to escape from these problems, definitely you have to keep on telling to the parents or whomever is in your safe circle. You have to mention it again and again so that you will get your exact help what you need. Okay, so when I'm talking about this, I wanted to tell you the child helpline number 1098. Easy to remember, 1098. When we are talking about safe circle members, father, mother, grandpa, grandmother, your sister, brother or teacher or whomever is very close and you feel like they will help you, they will be very concerned about you, they will take care of you, definitely you can get help from them. These are the people who are there in your safe circle members. Okay, again I'll insist, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, sister, brother and your teacher. Definitely children, if you should not feel bad or shame, whatever it is, to mention it to any of your safe circle members because they know you very well. It's not your fault. First you should believe that it's not for your fault. Whatever is happening or whatever has happened in a bad touch or any person is talking bad to you, please mention to your safe circle members. Okay, I think now you are very clear about the child helpline number. Good touch, bad touch and don't touch. I didn't mention about don't touch, isn't it? Okay, don't touch is nothing but I said the second rule, you are screaming to stop or whatever it is. Personally, what I want to mention as a mother, as a good citizen or a responsible person or whatever it may be, to the parent, whomever is having boys, even I have boys, okay? So, whomever it is, we should feel we are more responsible to build a very good knowledge or the awareness to protect the girls in our society or treat them as a human beings, a normal individual. Nothing is very, everything is common. As your sisters, as your mother, as your cousins or whomever in our like a family members, we should treat each and every girls with the respect and as well as you should treat them as a individual. So keep on insisting your boys, especially the girls are very good and girls are talented, or girls are you're doing whatever the job they are also doing in a correct way. We should treat them with respect. Okay? Definitely our next generation will be more responsible. Okay, next topic, differently abled persons. See children, in our society there are a lot of challenged peoples are there. Okay, you could have seen many visually challenged, orthopedically challenged, hearing challenged. Visually challenged, we used to say blind people, isn't it? Yes, the person who is not able to see outside the world, they are called as a visually challenged. Orthopedically challenged, those are not having just like our legs, hands, okay, our body movements, they are called as a orthopedically challenged. And hearing challenged, the person who cannot hear, okay, they cannot hear the sound, are called hearing challenged. They are called differently abled person. Okay, they cannot use their all organs or the five sense organs maybe, or their hands, legs, whatever the problems, okay, they are doing in a challenging way, isn't it? So they are called as a differently abled person. Never mention handicapped. Okay, say differently abled person. They are struggling their life with their different abilities, isn't it? Yes. Okay, how we can help this differently abled persons? First, we should treat them as a normal people, isn't it? Everyone expect the respect. Everyone expect everyone to treat them a normal, isn't it? Yes, if you started talking or making a fun or doing any mocking them with their nicknames or doing something, no, make them feel bad. These are the very bad activities. We should stop of telling all these things, isn't it? Yes, never tease them by calling their specific names. Yes, and especially we should be aware of their personal aids and do not cause any damage to the personal society. There are a lot of challenged peoples are there. Okay, you could have seen many visually challenged, orthopedically challenged, hearing challenged. Visually challenged, we used to say blind people, isn't it? Yes, the person who is not able to see outside the world, they are called as a visually challenged. Orthopedically challenged, those are not having just like our legs, hands, okay, our body movements, they are called as a orthopedically challenged. And hearing challenged, the person who cannot hear, okay, they cannot hear the sound, are called hearing challenged. They are called differently abled person. Okay, they cannot use their all organs or the five sense organs maybe, or their hands, legs, whatever the problems, okay, they are doing in a challenging way, isn't it? So they are called as a differently abled person. Never mention handicapped. Okay, say differently abled person. They are struggling their life with their different abilities, isn't it? Yes. Okay, how we can help this differently abled persons? First, we should treat them as a normal people, isn't it? Everyone expect the respect. Everyone expect everyone to treat them a normal, isn't it? Yes, if you started talking or making a fun or doing any mocking them with their nicknames or doing something, no, make them feel bad. These are the very bad activities. We should stop of telling all these things, isn't it? Yes, never tease them by calling their specific names. Yes, and especially we should be aware of their personal aids and do not cause any damage to the personal aids. Especially if the visually challenged person, they will be having a sticks, isn't it? Have you seen? They will have a long stick to walk in the roadside. They will be using the stick to make the place to check. Okay, they will be using a stick and they will be wearing a glasses, isn't it? These are the personal aids. And if you see a orthopedically challenged people, they will be using a wheelchair or they will be having an armrest, like a stick, like a things they will be using, or they may use artificial legs or artificial hands or whatever it is. Those things are called as a personal aids. Okay, we should not cause any damage to those personal aids. Yes. Okay, what are the simple acts that can be helpful to them? As I said, first we should treat them as a normal person, and if they want any help, if they are asking you, they are telling anything, please listen to them and say what they asked. Okay, you don't need to show your pettiness, or you don't show their show that you are very great and you wanted to fame for you. Okay, you want to become famous and putting your photos in your whatever the medias, whatever it is. Please don't do all those things. Okay, treat them as a normal person. If they need any help, please do the help. And next, if they want to cross the road or opening the doors, whatever the help they need, you can go do the helps. Okay, yes. Okay, finally we came to the end of the topic, is importance of physical exercise. See children, in our lesson we are learning about the cleanliness, okay, protecting the sense organs, and what is good touch, bad touch, okay, and don't touch also, and as well as the differently able people, how we can help them, how they are doing their works in struggling way. Yes. And next we are going to see about the importance of physical exercise. See, as we all having a blessed with a good health, okay, and whatever we have a blessings from the God, we should know to protect it and we should know to strengthen it, isn't it? So physical exercise plays an important role to make yourself very strong. Yes, I think everyone will understand this. First one, it will protect us from diseases. If you are very fit, definitely you won't get sick, isn't it? Next, balance our body weight. Your body weight will be balanced. You won't be look like an obese person, or you won't be look like a very light and thin, very dull. Okay, you will be feeling very balancing our body weight. Next, strengthen our muscles and bones. It will give you the strength to the muscle as well as the bones, and improves the digestion. See children, when you are eating nicely, when you are not doing any physical exercise, what it will happen? This whatever you are eating without the physical exercise, that will store in your body as a fat, isn't it? So the fat which is not burnt, which is not used through the physical exercise, it will be stored as a fat. So definitely you will become a fat. Okay. Next, improve sleep quality. You can sleep very nicely. Okay. Parents don't say that already they are sleeping too much. Quality of sleeping is nothing but sleeping for 10 hours, 12 hours, not like that. You are sleeping with the 8 hours, the sound sleep, that is only a quality of sleeping, isn't it? Yes. So it will improve sleep quality. Next, increase our energy level. Okay, you will feel so energetic to do your daily task in a very fast or very brisk, and you feel very enthused. Okay, so that you won't feel tired at all. So it will increase our energy level. Next, it will improve skin health. Your skin will be very healthy, because when you are doing the physical exercises, your skin will get rid of all the dust or pollution, whatever it is, through the sweat. When you are doing the physical exercise, you will be feeling sweat, isn't it? Yes. So it will be because of the skin is throwing out all the waste, whichever is no need from your body, it will throw out through the physical exercise, so that you'll have your improved skin health. Okay, so you will be feeling shiny, glowing. You won't be like that? Yes. Okay, last, boost brain functions and memory. See children, when you are having a physical exercise, when you are doing regularly, it will be boost brain functions. You will have a very good thinking, okay, reasoning, and finding out the problems, whatever it is, you can memorize also very easily. So these are the importance of the physical exercises. Okay, by these topics we have completed the first lesson, and now I am going to give you the worksheet 2. In worksheet 2, I have given you a puzzle, that is the word puzzle is here, and these letters are scattered here. Okay, find the words related to the fitness. Okay, not simply don't mark whatever the words you are finding out. This is about the fitness. See, I already find out the play, P-L-A-Y, play, isn't it? So find out the words like this. Whatever is will be related to fitness, you have to identify and do the circling. Okay, next, answer the following. Simple questions only I have asked you. List out the types of touches. Yes, today we have learned about the touches, types of touches. What are the different types of touches? What are the different types of touches, children? Good touch, bad touch, and don't touch, isn't it? So 3 types of touches. Next, who are the person in your safe circle? Okay, who are the person in your safe circle?